Call the meeting to order and ask for a roll call.
Lanier? Here. Hilliard? Here. Leach?
Here.
Mennel?
Here.
Newman?
Here.
There is absent. We have
I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, there is no public hearing or presentations. Consent agenda tonight is the regular meeting of August 19, 2024, closed sessions August 19th, 2024, and the approval of the bills. So we have a motion.
Motion to approve. Second.
Any questions? Call the roll.
Lanier? Hilliard? Leach?
Yes.
Mennel?
Yes.
Newman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, I'd like to report on the first item is report of removal from the office of Director of Fire and Emergency Services. The mayor does have authority by law to remove an appointed officer on a written charge. And he can be removed, the mayor, if it's his opinion, that if it's in the best interest of the village. On August 29th, 2024, I removed Joe Kelly from appointed office as Director of Fire and Emergency Services for two reasons. Number one, he has established residency outside the village of Morton in violation of the village code in the personnel manual. And number two, he stopped driving home his village-issued take-home vehicle, which is a violation in the village personnel manner. So now I'd like the Corporation Council to address the responsibility of the board on this matter.
Thank you, Your Honor. The removal of an appointed official is a two-step process by Illinois law. First step is the mayor to remove on written charges and report those reasons to the board, which was just completed. Step two is for the board to act on the reinstatement of the officer. In order to act on the reinstatement of the officer, which is the next item up on the agenda, the reinstatement of the Director of Fire and Emergency Services, that would require a motion in the second to reinstate Joe Kelly to that office. It'd be my recommendation, make that motion in second regardless of whether all trustees intend to vote no to reinstatement. It's the act of the board saying yes or no to reinstatement that would complete the last step in the removal of Joe Kelly from the position of Director in Fire and Emergency Services. After motion is made and seconded, a vote would be taken on whether to reinstate Joe Kelly. A no vote would mean that you do not want to reinstate him as Director of Fire and Emergency Services. A yes vote would be to reinstate him. That vote need not happen tonight, but the report was required to happen tonight pursuant to deadlines set by Illinois law. Joe would continue on not acting in the position, but on payroll with benefits until such time as the board acts on the matter of his reinstatement. But you are allowed to table that to a future board meeting if you desire. So I would suggest it would be procedurally appropriate, if I may, Your Honor, I would recommend a motion and a second from the board to reinstate Joe Kelly to the office of Director of Fire and Emergency Services.
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
I would like to make a motion to table this until our September 16th board meeting.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Now can we go to the table first?
Yep, you're voting on the motion to table it.
Okay, call the roll.
Lanier? Hilliard?
Yes.
Leach?
Yes.
Mennel?
Yes.
Newman?
Yes.
Motion to table carries.
All right, that's all I have tonight. Village clerk,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor?
village administrator,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
chief of police,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
corporation counsel,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor?
director of fire emergency services,
Nothing tonight, Your Honor.
director of public works.
Items tonight, Your Honor. First is item A, this is a resolution authorizing acceptance of permanent easement for the part of 108 West Mass.
You have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
This was tabled last week. She had an error in the street address. This is 108 West, or West Mass.
Any questions? All right, call the roll.
Newman?
Yes.
Mennel?
Yes.
Leach?
Yes.
Hilliard?
Yes.
Lanier? Yes. Motion carries.
Next item, I would like to ask for approval of electricity contract. I just gave you an updated, there was a sheet in the agenda packet, but I just gave you an updated one from today. I'd be glad to discuss this, but I'd like to move forward with Calpine, who we currently have, and this would be for a 36-month all-in contract for .07303 per kilowatt hour. And this is for our village facilities, street lights, et cetera.
Would you have a motion?
Move to approve. Second.
Yeah, this is, again, I've been working with Bill Landstrom from Lands Energy long before I've been here at the village, so for approximately 15 to 20 years. They've done very well for us. Unfortunately, we're at a time now where it kicks up just like our residential contract, so we're in the 5-cent range now with some adders, so this would be a jump of a couple cents, but it is all in, so all the costs are in there, so capacity, all those things, so. Recommendation was 36 months. 24 months probably wouldn't hurt, but I think with everything that's going on, I don't see it going much below that. Capacity being the largest issue, especially here in Illinois.
Any questions?
Just one, Your Honor. As you look at the difference between the three proposals, Calpine has the all-in commodity rate and then no additional charges. So is that the 073, that'll be in the Ameren bill?
So this is electricity supply.
right.
But yes, this is an all-in.
Right.
Yep. So it's a separate bill from Calpine than Ameren's, but.
Okay, so.
Yep.
So you'll get a bill, I guess that's what I was going to ask. So on Constellation and Homefield, do those also then would have billed us separately?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Great.
And we've been with both of those. Calpine we've been with most recently and
Right.
currently. One nice thing with Calpine too is when we've added accounts, whether it be street lights, whatever, they put us right back in, especially when it's been lower at the same account. So also very easy to work with.
I just asked because sometimes, I've had so many electricity people stop by my house, and they all seem to have a different story, and I don't trust what they say to me. So when you show me this, it's kind of like, okay, that's what they're saying, but we have experience with Calpine, so we know that this is true.
This is true.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
Can I have my house hooked up to the village street light?
Good try. All right, call the roll.
Lanier? Yes. Hilliard?
Yes.
Leach?
Yes.
Mennel?
Yes.
Newman?
Yes.
Motion carries.
That's all I have tonight, Your Honor.
All right. Record Village Trustee Leach.
Yes, Your Honor. The Village Fire Department has received 3 bids for a new fire engine. If you'd like to know the difference between a fire engine and a fire truck, I'd recommend that you go out to the fire station and they can show you the difference. But we have not maintained our normal turnover in fire trucks and fire engines. So we have a fire engine that we're requesting to accept the bid on. And from that, we're looking at the E1 for the $1,158,357. This is from the, as you look at some of the things, I'll explain it more after I've made the motion that we approve that. And I'll wait for a second. I'm sorry.
Second.
Okay, so the fire department has gone out for bids. As you can see, they're all very close. The difference between the Alexis and the Banner is about $60,000. Still wanting to go with the E1. The volunteer fire department has made a recommendation as well that we purchase that. So the fire department engine committee, after review, first they're the ones who put together the items that were going to be quoted, and then they're coming back and saying that they think that we would be better off with the E1. You could go out and look. We have it's a fire engine.
Fire engine.
That Alexis is there,
Yes,
right?
it's
Okay.
our most recent
Man,
one.
I get confused because they're all red. If they would be different colors, I could tell what they were. But anyway, we have an Lexus fire engine, and so they have experience with that, and they would prefer some of the builds that would be done by E1. So from that perspective, we have, also the other thing to look at is that it's over $1 million. We don't expect to get it for about 750 to 800 days, so that's more than 2 years out. We would pay 90% upon the arrival of the unit to E1 South Roxana, Illinois facility, but when we go to pick it up, we would pay the other 10% at that time. So there's no down payment on this. But in 2 years, we'll need to have $1,100 ready to go to pay for this truck, or this engine. Sorry, used the wrong word. $1.1, I'm sorry.
We'll take it now.
Yeah, right, I'm sorry, I apologize. The 1.158, yeah. I got off, I'm trying to make it cheap, but,
We'll get you some coffee.
right.
All right, any questions?
Yes, Mr. Hale,
Yes, sir.
you said that several times, so I'm gonna ask a question.
Yeah.
In a very simple manner, what's the difference between a truck and an engine?
So a truck is a ladder truck. It basically has a ladder on top of the truck. It's our truck one that has an aerial platform that's 100 feet tall.
Yes.
So that is a fire truck. A fire engine is a pumper. It's an engine.
Good enough, thanks.
Could you say specifically the difference between the Alexa and
The Lexus?
the E1?
Yeah,
That's
so-
more appealing?
We have a good history with both, but our E1s that we have now have been in service for 30 years, and we've had really good luck with them. They're still running great. We're replacing a 1997 E1 that we currently have, which is our brush truck. And I use the term brush truck loosely because it's a full-size fire engine that does not do well taken off-road because it's so big. But it's replacing that vehicle. We felt that the specs, and talking with our mechanic, it was the best way to go. It'll last us for the next 20 to 25 years.
So better overall value?
Better overall value is what we believe. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Could you refresh my memory, the last engine that we purchased was an Lexus?
It was.
And what was the price of that?
Julie and I actually talked about this today, and it was, bid spec was around $570,000. Now, there was a lot of add-ons that have been included in that vehicle, so I don't know what we're up to total with that, but up until about 6 months ago, we had still added a few valves that didn't come with the engine like they do now. So, and basically, yeah,
We spent $42,000 on it just in the last year to
yeah,
add some
to
additional.
add equipment to it. So it seemed to be somewhat of an à la carte engine when we bought it, and there was a lot of add-ons that really shouldn't have happened, in my opinion.
Why did that happen?
I don't know.
I mean, was
wasn't
it-
here a part of that bid spec, but we didn't do the same process that we did now. We put a group of volunteers together with a lot of experience, a lot of history working on these vehicles, and they didn't want that to happen again, and so that's why we are here. There's certainly a lot of supply chain issues is what we're hearing. The engines, due to the new EPA emission standards that are coming down the pipes, is not even built yet. And so that's part of the added cost in the new engines. So,
Just the overall cost of fire engines has exponentially grown
Yeah,
in
it
the
is.
last 3 years.
yeah. Neighboring departments have purchased an engine for $800,000 and ordered one the same day, and they're saying it's $1 million. So it's just, the price has really gone through the roof. So, but the supply chain is what we're hearing.
And the status of the third engine?
So that would be engine one, which is a 1995 E1. We're actually having some injectors replaced in it. It's my favorite engine in our fleet, and I think it's going to be a great reserve vehicle down the road.
That's a 91,
It's a 95.
95.
Yeah.
So it's 29
Yeah,
years old.
yeah.
If I can do my math.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's an E1 also, if I didn't say.
Any other questions?
And I'd like to invite any of you out to the fire station at any time, if you ever want to come out. I'll be glad to give you a tour and go over the equipment with you, so.
All right.
It just,
Go
I
ahead.
just,
No, go
I mean,
ahead.
it just seems outrageous that we're spending $1 million for an engine truck now.
Right.
Whereas, I mean, just, I understand that we're add-ons to the Lexus, what we're up to, maybe 700,000 at this point that we
Yeah.
have in that. It's just outrageous.
Yeah.
And that was paid for in '21. I mean, it's not like it's been 10 years ago. It's just the price of engines have gone up.
Yeah.
I mean, we're really looking at $1.16 million. It's heading toward 1.2.
And, just, gotta run the clock out. The engine one is, I guess you said that will make a good reserve engine.
Yes.
We don't have another reserve, I mean, we just have the
So
three
right now, our
engines.
reserve is engine 2, which this new engine will replace. And so our goal is to either sell that on gov deals or however we would go about doing that.
So we are only gonna maintain 3 engines.
Yes, and 1 truck.
I know.
How old is the other, well, the other engine's 21, is it
Yeah, it's like
2021?
29 years old, yeah.
The newest one we
How old's
got
the truck?
last year.
The truck is a 2010, so.
And I would assume to replace that
Well,
would be scary.
the goal would be probably around the 20-year mark is
I
what
mean, the price of
Oh.
a new one of those
Oh.
would be.
I couldn't speculate, 2.2, 2.5, probably. Yeah. They're through the roof, yes.
I don't know how municipalities
Right,
can afford to operate
yeah.
sometimes.
Any other questions? Call the roll.
Hilliard,
Yes.
Mennel,
Yes.
Newman,
Yes.
Blinier. Yes. Leach.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Any other trustees have anything tonight? If not, if we could have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.